Hi, my fellow target individuals and patriotic Americans. I am doing this video early in the morning because my brother and mother went to take the dogs to the vet, and they're going to be gone for a while. Usually we'll be gone for 1 hour or 2 hours, give or take, depending on how long they're going to be at the vet and how long they're going to be at Walmart and stuff like that. I decided I was going to take advantage of them being out of the house to make a video and tell you all what I want to be doing today and why I can't be on Facebook a lot. I have to go out and forage for mushrooms and start the garden today. That right there takes a lot of time to do. And I have stuff in the house I need to do, such as fixing stuff and doing some crafts. That's what I'm going to be doing today as well. I also have to go outside because they hypnotized me. My friend Terry the Potter told me that I was being hypnotized, that I look like I'm being hypnotized. I'm wondering how they fucking do the hypnotism. I don't have the thing that the hypnotist would use to hypnotize people. I don't have anything moving around, and really pisses me off that they are hypnotizing me with microwave weapons and electromagnetic frequencies alone. When I'm hypnotized, I feel like I have brain fog sometimes, but mostly I feel like something else is going into my head, making me think things that I don't want to think, and just getting my attention. That's how it feels. And I have to stand strong in my head and be firm and ignore them. And it's hard. It's hard to beat synthetic telepathy, e.g. heterodyny, that Robert Duncan talks about in his book Project Soulcatcher. And that's just why I have my eyes. I keep on shifting my eyes around because I figured out if I shift my eyes around and I move my head and stuff, it breaks their hypnotizing shit that they're doing to me. I have to do that. I do my eyes like this, or I move my head, or I will switch positions in my bed. I have to move my body in order to get the hypnotizing tip they're doing to me to stop. And the best way to stop it is go outside and move around and do a lot of yard work. It's also good for the environment to do that because the environment's also taking damage from the chemtrails and the electromagnetic frequencies that we're being hit with. The trees are dying. You wouldn't believe how much fucking trees that I keep finding down by the creek. Even pretty trees. A redbud died. A pretty redbud died. And I went on the hill years ago, and there was like several dead trees that looked like they were the same species that died. And there was no reason for why they would be dead. They looked like they would have been one hell of the beauties in their prime when they were alive too, because they were huge ass trees. when I went back up there a month ago, because I haven't been up on that mountain for years, because a new landlord came in and I didn't want to trespass on the landlord's property. But my Papa Chuck told me I could still go up there because the landlord doesn't actually give a damn too much about that property that he owns and bought a few years ago, which was around the same time that my Aunt Hannah died. He told me that he knows the man that owns that land up on the hill, and that he goes up on the hill to hunt deer and stuff, and he goes up there to look for morel mushrooms as well, not just me. And when I was up there last month, the people cut down all the dead trees that I saw several years ago that were looking like hell on earth because how much they were. It's just horrible. It's like a tree graveyard. They cut down all those dead trees, and it looks like they cut down some other trees that were dead that I didn't consider those years ago. And it looks very clear, cut and clean up there. I can hardly see any dead trees that haven't been cut down up there. And when I was in the woods, and I went into a part of the woods that I never been to before, because I didn't think that there was anything in that part of the woods, I saw some dead trees that I never seen before. They looked like they were dead for quite a while. There was 3 dead trees. I couldn't tell what kind of tree they were because of how dead they were. It was like trying to identify a dead body that's too long and gone. That the only thing you can figure out is its sex, and that's about it. When I was up in the woods and I saw all kinds of dead trees and shit, I was kind of getting depressed. And I was saying, this is what the chemtrails, or what Jim Lee from Climate Viewer calls, well, the government calls stratospheric aerosol injections. It pissed me off that the weather in these chemtrails have killed these really beautiful trees. One series of dead trees that I seen were covering up and going across when they were laying down on the ground, that they fell on the ground. They were laying down and they were cutting across a stream. And one of them was a big tree that I enjoyed looking at. That made me feel bad. This was a huge ass tree. And I decided to use that huge ass tree to sit on and make it a sitting post. And I would use these trees to harvest mushrooms that would eventually grow on and decompose them. And I think that chicken of the woods and oyster mushrooms will eventually get their mycelium on these dead trees, especially the big one that I sit on. That will be a sitting tree for a while, because it's going to be harder for mushrooms to decompose such a huge ass tree. And I'm going to have a lot of mushrooms on that tree way back in there in the woods that's covering this stream that's going to be harvestable. Last night, I have had a shit ton of dreams. I had a dream that I was going to a case manager or a psychologist. Actually a case manager and a psychologist. And my mom started fighting them, and she killed both of them, and then she ate both of them, and something happens where they all just died. And now it was a weird ass dream that no sane person should have, and I think that the perps that are doing this to me put that dream in my head to discourage me from going to the case manager Tara Potter told me I need to go to, and to discourage me from going to a psychologist or therapist about my mom's narcissistic personality disorder, me being a victim of Munchausen syndrome by proxy, and also about her psychological abuse of me. But I don't know why they had to freak me out in the dream with my mom killing and eating my case manager and psychologist. I know narcissists are evil pieces of shit, but not that evil. At least some of them have the decency not to be cannibals. Unless the cannibalism in the dream was supposed to be a symbolic metaphor for my mom will eat them psychologically and make them do what she wants them to do her will, that her will devour theirs. Or it was just an implanted dream, and it was just part of to get me all shooken up and traumatized to not get help at all. And then I'm trying to figure out another dream that I had last night that I am in awe over. In the dream, I was harvesting mushrooms in the woods. They looked like they were oyster mushrooms. White oyster mushrooms. Then, I had a dream last night. I had two other dreams. One was about me being in an anime, and Naruto was telling me that I need to believe in myself in order to achieve my dreams. I don't think this is an implanted dream because I am an anime fan and Naruto is my favorite anime. And Naruto was telling me not to give up and shit. And there was another dream, but I forgot what it was about. The night before last night, I had a dream about me having sex with Robert Kennedy. I was having sex with a alternate version in this dream of Robert Kennedy that was my commander-in-chief. He was President of the United States of America. He was a single man. And for some reason, I was able to hear what he was saying about me. He was saying, why can't Savannah have sex with me? Why does she keep rejecting me? I thought that I was a handsome man and that I can get any woman. And that I'm a good man and I can get any woman that I want. Why isn't this good woman who has certain kinds of types in men, why hasn't she made a move on me yet? And I heard that and I started kissing him. And he started kissing me. And we started making love. Except we were making love in our clothes and we didn't take our clothes off. And also because I didn't go deep enough in the dream for it to get that intense. I had that dream right before I got up at night to go to the bathroom. And it's always, I have these weird ass dreams before I wake up in the middle of the night, or I wake up in the morning time. And I think it's because my mind hackers are scanning my body and knowing when I'm going to wake up, because they know when I need to go urinate or shit or something, because they scan every part of my body, and that they put dreams in my head when right before I'm about to get up. And also when I'm having dreams that are very good dreams, like having sex with an alternate version of Robert Kennedy or any good president or a good patriotic American man, they will make me urinate and defecate in the middle of the night, make my need to use the restroom to wake me up in order for me not to be able to complete the dream. Robert Kennedy, in this dream, he looked a little bit younger than what he is in real life. He has less wrinkles in the dream. He looked like he could have been 2 or 3 years younger in this dream that I had. He also looked like he had some more hair on him. And he looked really nice too. And they were making me, trying to make me feel dirty for having a dream like that, when this version of Robert Kennedy, he wasn't even married in this dream. It was an alternate version of him where he was a single man and where he was younger too. He looked a little different in this dream. And he was a little bit of a different man in this dream too than what he is in real life. And Robert Kennedy in real life has affairs a lot. It's a fact that Robert Kennedy had many affairs with other women when he was married, that he cheated on his wife, that he had a lot of sexual relations with women, and a lot of presidential candidates that are like this. John F. Kennedy, he had a lot of affairs. Well, maybe not as much as Robert Kennedy. He had a few. I think John F. Kennedy had sex with 2 or 3 other women other than his wife. One of them was Marilyn Monroe. That's what I know for sure. But the other 2 women I don't know that too much about. But I know Marilyn Monroe would have gotten the attention of any president that would have been president at that time, not just John F. Kennedy. Because all of the men in the country wanted to have sex with her. Because how pretty she was, how charismatic of a woman she was. And if a president of the United States of America, doesn't matter who he is, and even if he's a black man, if there was a black man president instead of John F. Kennedy as president, and you decided to go mess with Marilyn Monroe because Why not? She's pretty, and he had nothing better to do, so he's in town. He's gonna go and have sex with the beautiful blonde-haired, blue-eyed Barbie and talk to her about shit. Probably about shit he shouldn't be talking about, like classified information, because that's how presidents of the United States are. They don't know how to shut up, especially when they're around women. Which kind of puts the women that they're having affairs and shit with in jeopardy of being killed or being tortured by people in the government that don't want them knowing the shit that they know of, because Commander-in-Chief can't keep his dick in his pants and can't keep his mouth shut while he has his penis out. But you know what? That's how President of the United States of America are. They're patriotic American men who are rebellious and who don't really give a shit about the world rules. The only rules that the President of the United States of America actually cares about, and that's the United States Constitution. Other than that, the President can be a pirate, mafia boss, a man that has sex with many women, a president that declassifies, discloses information that he shouldn't, and even if it's a woman president, she shouldn't, because that's how Americans are. We're rebellious people who tend to do what we thy wilt, even if it is a stupid and bad idea. And that's because we're ambitious and egotistical people. And that's one of our dark sides, and it's an Achilles heel. Our egotism and ambitious behavior and way of doing things can make us do the impossible, but it can also make us fuck up and do horrible shit in the impossible too. And amount of presidents of the United States of America, they would be the kind of women that go and have sex with many men. I mean, why not? The woman is the most powerful woman in the world. She's the most powerful woman in our country. She's Commander-in-Chief of the United States military, and there's plenty of sexy men in there that she can just go and open her vagina up to. And I know that there's many men in the United States military that wouldn't mind having orgies with their Madam President, and wouldn't mind just giving Commander-in-Chief a dick. Because that's how egotistical and ambitious military soldier men in uniform are. Yeah. They'd be taking a look at Little Miss President and her Little Miss Things, boobies and vagina, and say, I want that shit. And one of them will actually go for it. And also, where the former presidents have been men who had affairs with their husbands, with their wives, and, well, kind of, no, Obama didn't have an affair with Michelle. Because Michelle Obama is actually a transgender person. She was a man that became a woman. If you look at pictures of Michelle Obama, she has a penis. You can see her boner through her dresses and skirts that are so tight that it's like she's screaming for her penis to be seen, or his penis to be seen. And Michelle Obama's real name is Michael Obama. Because, well, Michelle and Michael sound similar and they have similar spellings. And that's what her real name is. And that's actually very smart that she just changed her name to Michelle and she was actually Michael. And where our former presidents have been men who had affairs with their with and cheated on their wives, it acts as a precedent and a bad lesson for Mrs. Presidents, women commander-in-chiefs, because they're saying if it's okay for Mr. President to have an affair and to cheat on his wife, then it's okay for me to have an affair and cheat on my husband, and I can have sex with as many men as I want. Nobody can stop me too, because I'm very powerful. And also, what I do in my bedroom and in my personal life is my business. And if my husband isn't going to get pissed off at me sharing ass with another man, I'll consider it consent if he's not going to complain about anything, especially when he's too damn busy serving and defending our country or working really hard to give me any love. Because at the end of the day, my husband's having an affair with me, the Miss President of the United States of America, with our country. Our country is his mistress. Because he loves our country so much that he neglects my feelings and my psychological, mental, and emotional needs as a woman. Because of the kind of patriotic American man he is. He cares more about his country than he cares about his wife, even though his wife is the freaking elected leader of his country. And that's a reason for why us Americans have affairs, why we cheat on our husbands and wives, because we're too busy being married to our country, being married to our American flag, and not having boundaries when it comes to personal and professional life, and mixing the borders between personal and professional life, that we feel like we have to love our country more than we love our own family members, especially our husbands and wives. And our husbands and wives are left hanging and forsaken, and they have to go and find some other person, usually a more selfish person that doesn't care about America too much, care about the collective too much, and will give sex and pleasure without question, and without considering the collective and what America needs and wants of them in the situation. Because we Americans were so ambitious and egotistical that we think of ourselves as vassals or avatars for our country, and that we will do sacrifice, personal sacrifice, and the sacrifice of the personal love, romantic life, and the sacrifice of our mental and psychological health for our country and for the goals that we want to complete for our country, that we neglect our own personal needs and the personal needs of our family members, which causes us to be psychologically and even physically abusive towards ourselves and others just for the American flag and everything it stands for. And they are putting negative thoughts in my head right now, and voices saying that's too much pride to have for your country to do something like that for your country. I didn't need them to tell me anything about what is and isn't right to do for your country, and what is and isn't necessary. And I thought about being Mrs. President of the United States of America. I have a dream of being President of the United States of America, Commander-in-Chief of the United States military. And I told myself, if there was two men that I love, or two men that love me, I will just marry both of them and make both of them my husbands. because I would feel sorry for the man that I rejected if he never gets love by a woman in his life and never was able to have children with a woman, and that would be detrimental towards his patriotic American bloodline as a patriotic American man. And I would just not reject one of them and only accept the other. I would have them both, and I would make them think of each other like brothers, and that they can have each other sex, and they can treat our house in the White House as a military base, and that they can be comrade husbands that share me, their Commander-in-Chief, Madam President, United States of America, wife, and that they can have each other sex and help each other raise the children, discipline the children, punish the children when they did something wrong. They can also, one of them can be out the front door in the front yard and one of the back yard to watch the property, to make sure no intruders and no trouble happens, so where they can have each other sex as comrades. And I would buy my two husbands guns from the gun store, colognes, and I would buy matching suits for them. And it'll be like we're in a gang and I'm their mafia boss, or that and I'll make them both my Secret Service agents. That will be both the chiefs of my Secret Service agents, groups, or squad. And they can have matching government suits or mafia gangster suits with cute little nicknames on them or code names on them, or their last name like a United States military uniform. And I could call one husband one, comrade husband one, and another comrade husband two. And that's the kind of situations and solutions that I found for personal and love life. Because I'm an Aquarius, and we Aquariuses, we aren't personal. We're not as personal and attached as other people are. I'm not a very personal or attached person. I'm more logical, rational of the woman. I'm also a woman that treats everybody fairly and equally, especially when it comes to men, because I see through a man's bullshit, and I'm very cynical and skeptical of the opposite sex and what they do, along with everything else in the world. And when I see two good men who love me, who are patriotic American men, and they're both military soldiers, I say, why not have them both? For America, for the oath, for the sake of having a good time in life. And also, I have a fetish for United States military soldiers. I just wouldn't know what to do if two United States military soldiers say that they want me to be their Madam President, United States of America, Commander-in-Chief, but also, especially, their girlfriend and wife. I would be completely used by both of them. Both of them could take advantage of me, because I'm the kind of woman that would be completely dominated, conquered, and taken advantage of by United States military soldiers, men in uniform. And I would be telling them all of this stuff, and be telling them that I can't choose one or the other, and that they just have to get used to having to share me, and that they can take advantage of it by taking advantage of me and pimping me up, not just to be their girlfriend and wife, but they can also pimp me up and take advantage of me to make me their figurehead, proxy puppet, Mrs. President of the United States of America, Commander-in-Chief, for their political agendas and military might, and that they can use me to empower and enrich them for their greed, egotism, ambitions, and absolute supreme power as military soldiers. And I tell them that sounds like a sweet deal now, doesn't it, guys? After all, political agendas and power, having rulership over the world domination is worth it, isn't it? It's worth it. It's completely worth it, isn't it? It's even more worth than my heart is, sirs, in the military. And they can both be my husbands, and they can make me their wife, President of the United States of America, Commander-in-Chief, or they could be more powerful men. Because they will get promotions when I'm promoted to absolute boss bitch of absolute power in the government. Is that my mom and brother? My mom and brother are home. It's just another card. Now the dogs were... That one of the dogs, Pixie, was making a big deal about. My mother and brother took 2 dogs to the vet today, and one is still home. She's a rat terrier called Pixie. And she's called Pixie because she's a very small dog. And I wouldn't mind getting into a sexual, personal, and romantic relationship with 2 United States military soldiers, and them both being my husbands and living in the same house as me. If they're patriotic American men who care about America, and they actually care about the oath they swore to the United States Constitution, they both have honor, they're both strong and intelligent men, brave and heroic, rebellious, and good men that are heroic men, just very good, morally upright men. I will have both of them, because all that matters is if I have good men, a good man that loves me, even if I have 2 good men that love me. And also, I will become President of the United States of America, their Commander-in-Chief, in order for me to boost those good men's power, in order for me to promote them to higher ranks in the military, in order for them to be more powerful and powerful enough to save our country and the world from all the evil villains out there, and show me who the big, strong, manly heroes are. And I'll do anything for my country's men, especially my country's men in the military that are good men, to make them more powerful and more heroic, in order for them to overpower and defeat all of the evil enemies out there that need to be annihilated off the face of the earth. That's because I love my country so much. I'm a patriotic American woman who loves America. And I love patriotic American men, especially men in uniform, such as police officers and United States military soldiers. Very handsome, heroic men that are badass gentlemen. and I want to join the military because I love my country so much, or I want to become a police officer so much because I love my country so much, and I want to go out there and kill evil enemies of our country in order to show my country, and especially my country's men, in my country's men in the United States military, how much I love and care about them, that I go and kill their enemies for them. Because I love my country so much. But I'm wondering if I should get into a relationship with any man, because I would be too busy fighting for human rights, the environment, and for our country to even share love and heart with a man. I'm trying to think what I was going to talk to you guys about, or tell you guys about. I only have 8 minutes left in storage data on my phone to make the video. Maybe I'll show you what I've been doing. I'll do that instead. And also, in order for the motherfuckers, the perps, doing this to me with Savectal Empathy V2K heterodyning, won't be able to do it too well. I found white oyster mushrooms growing down by the creek, and I decided to take them inside to grow them, and I put them in this recycled ginger ale bottle and taped it back together, and all I have to do is put water in the bottle, and it feeds the mushrooms, it hydrates them. I should open that in order for the air to go into the bottle, because I am suffocating them. Mushrooms need to breathe too. This is a witch's butter mushroom. A witch's butter in here. And I'm keeping witch's butter very wet because it demands a lot of moisture for it to grow. My witch's butter mushrooms. Witch's butter mushrooms are edible. You know, a lot of books and apps aren't updated to how edible they are. I have wood-ear mushrooms growing in those sticks covered with the recycled plastic. There's my bamboo that I harvested and made down by the creek. I got a piece of bamboo and I placed it in between the ends of the window to hold it up, and now I can hang stuff from it. Sun catchers. This is a sun catcher talisman, and then there is another sun catcher right there. These are oyster mushrooms too. They're brown, gray, and blue oyster mushrooms. I also have sun catchers in these windows being held by a piece of bamboo. This is a paper fan, well, a plastic fan, sun catcher that makes it look pink. And it closes the blinds. There's a black cat sun catcher as well. Look how pretty the blue sky is. Isn't that beautiful blue sky? You see how the pink fan makes the blinds look pink, and the pink and the green from the fan and the grass look pretty together. Then there is my Lucky Bamboo. I'm growing this piece of the Lucky Bamboo that I cut up from a cutting. I'm making a new Lucky Bamboo column out of this. There's a Christmas cactus that I gave my grandma for Christmas, but she didn't want it. Then there is aloe vera right there. I like plants. Plants are really cool. $46. And then I have 2 minutes left that I can do on this video. And I want to show you some things that I found by the woods up at Pocahontas County. See that? That is nothing but a bunch of chaga in there. I got another bag of chaga in the kitchen. I don't have anything else to show you at all, and I need to go and get dressed soon to go outside and take care of things that I need to take care of outside. And this video is going to take a little bit of time to upload to YouTube and then share it to Facebook. Talk to you later. Take care. And have a good afternoon, my fellow targeted individuals of patriotic Americans.